Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the DC Collectibles Batmobile. It's to scale with the action figures that they make from Batman the Animated Series. And it is huge, but the packaging is pretty cool looking. So let's open this sucker up. Alright, it's out of the box, and I gotta say, it looks great as far as taking the Batmobile's cartoon design and making it three-dimensional. I love this. Even just from the front, like, it reads awesome. Like, I grew up loving this cartoon, and I thought the design of this was great. So seeing this, like, in my hand, and not as a little tiny Hot Wheel car, but as this massive, awesome Batmobile, it looks great. So, let's just go in for a closer look. We'll look at some things it does, but like you can just see here that like the little wheel caps look cool, and the wheels themselves actually do like turn. Although that one's a little tight, but yeah, it does roll. But yeah, just like the little scoop right here, and then like the vents on the side of the front of the car. Like the vents look good. Like they sculpted them well. What's cool is the front wheels do pivot a bit, so that's fun, and it's in sync with the both sides. Front grille looks great. These lights light up. We'll show you that in a moment. And here's that other side vent, or like at least curve to it. And then you get to the back, which I think they did a great job with the little ventilation system on the booster there. And all this lights up as well. The fins look good. The little under fins look awesome as well. And then we get to the hatch, and we'll take a closer look inside the hatch. But I just want to point out that for like the first half, it slides out really easily, and then it gets a little tight. It does move, but there's this little tiny like slit, and this little piece is just like kind of like attached right there. So there's this massive piece attached to this little tiny piece of plastic, and it like really makes me nervous sliding it forward and back because it's so tight. I'm afraid the pressure of my hand might do some damage. But I've done it a bunch of times and I've been fine with it, so this is more just like a word of warning to those of you out there that are maybe getting this. Just, you know, be a little careful when sliding the door, and then about halfway through it goes fine. Inside of the cockpit has some really nice details. There's a steering wheel which has some wiggle to it, but it doesn't really actually like turn. But that's fine. Like there's nothing in here that does anything aside from light up. But the actual like interior with like all the little like little console with the buttons, the screen, these two monitors, the steering wheel, looks cool. And then we get to the other side of it, and we have, you know, like the gear shift, seat belts, and the seats, like the actual cockpit, which does seat two. Although I have to wonder like how much room there actually is in there if you want to put Batman and Robin in there. I doubt they would fit, but we'll find that out later. The underside of the Batmobile has a compartment for 3 AA batteries. It was really easy to unscrew and rescrew. You flip that switch and it turns on the front lights and the interior cockpit lights and the back lights. Like it's one switch just for all 3. And I love the way it looks from the back. I think this looks awesome. The bottom lights, the massive like turbine, it just, oh, it looks so good. Like I'm at a loss for words, and I know it's not like that majestic, but just seeing it all light up in the back, it just makes me happy as a nerd. It's interesting that the actual monitors look green when the lights are off, and then you turn the lights on and it's blue. I think there's a blue light behind them, but still, I like the way the blue lighting reads on the two like side monitors and that center monitor. It's kind of hard to see with this lighting, but the paint, the gray paint over this little console here is a little thin, so sometimes some blue light shines through. Again, at this distance you don't see it, but like in the dark up close you can see some light breaking through the paint line, but still, this looks really awesome. Now, just as I thought, Batman figure's shoulders are so broad he doesn't even really fit in there. Like, even if you get his legs to go down underneath the steering wheel, and even if his cape wasn't in the way, I mean, his shoulders go well into the second seat there. I'm going to try taking the cape off and see if that helps at all. So, taking off the cape really helps. Now, admittedly, he looks kind of stupid without the cape, but at least, like, his butt hits the seat, his shoulders hits the back of the seat, his head is in there, like, he totally clears the top of it. If you don't mind Batman just, you know, looking kind of dumb. Also, fun fact, these seat belts that connect, there's, you know, two seat belts. One that connects to that strap there and another one behind there. They looked short, and I'm like, well, I don't think they're going to fit around the characters. But they're made out of elastic, which is great, that the strap will actually stretch around the character. The sad thing is, though, that Batman's so big that this plug will not connect there because his arm is in the way. But I'll try putting in Robin, we'll see how that goes. Now, Robin fits in the seat very easily, even with his cape on, because he's a much smaller figure. And the seatbelt buckle actually does plug in to the actual like buckle slot and looks pretty good actually, and then you could adjust his height from there if you want. One thing you could do is lift Batman's right arm and try to get the seatbelt under his armpit to click in right there, but even then you need really like nimble fingers. My fingers are too big to reach underneath there and plug it in. But despite that, and despite the fact that he doesn't have a cape, Batman and Robin do look pretty cool inside the Batmobile together, like a couple of chums ready to go fight some crime and bust some turkeys in their turkey faces. Now this thing retails for $100, but I got it at Beach Ball Comics for about $89. A lot of places are selling it marked down, like online, for about $84 to $89. So if you're hunting for this and you don't want to pay $100, you know, hunt wisely. But I really dig this. Is it worth $100? I don't know, that's kind of pricey, but, you know, considering their action figures for this series cost about, you know, $25 each, like, this is more of a collectibles line and not something you're going to get at, like, Kmart or Target. And, you know, for the price of 4 action figures, it is a very big car. It is to scale with those figures. It looks beautiful just chilling out on the shelf. I mean, what basic detail there is, because the animated series car is a very simple looking car, I will say that the detail that is on it is really good. It looks great as Batmobile. I like that Batman and Robin fit in it. I love the light up elements. I think the light up elements are really cool. As a fan, I thought it was worth $89. I think it looks flippin' awesome. Thanks for watching.